All right, guys. Today we're breaking down Ariel Hookporty, center for the Knicks. Man, he went absolutely off yesterday. I was so impressed. I wanted to make a video on it. The Knicks are up 71 to 55 in the third quarter. They shot the lights out of the ball, and they just ran away with this one. But Hookporty's defense, rebounding, which they're kind of hand in hand. Mitchell Robinson had 16 rebounds yesterday, and I think 11 of them were defensive. Hookporty is just an absolute menace, and this is why. So this guard here gets beat off of the dribble, and Hugporty makes him pay because this happens with Mitch all the time. Is the guy guarding him has to kind of step up and contest this because if he doesn't, it's a layup. But by him doing this, you can see he goes up to block it. This layup is well off of the backboard. It does hit the rim, but Hugporty just catches it and dunks it and almost gets an and one. Like you see, 45 kind of came in there, but there's nothing he could do. I mean, he's a munchkin compared to Hugporty as he throws this down. I believe he had 6 rebounds on the game. Hugporty played in 6 minutes and had 6 rebounds. That's just not normal. That's a rebound a minute is ridiculous. And now we've got the Knicks getting a little bit interesting. This looked like a set. Let me look at this again. It happened so quickly. Yeah, no, this is absolutely a set. Nice bounce pass by Brogdon, and I didn't know Hugporty had this in his game. He doesn't play. He rarely played, and he got hurt. It's a nice little runner by a 6'11" big man. Didn't even hit the rim, just a pure swish. And you can see he's able to impact the shot, but also grab the rebound. So look, you can see it goes up for it. He's coming from the weak side. He's all the way over here guarding the corner, but to have the IQ to go in there to impact this shot right here is so impressive. But not only to block it, but to make sure, of course, that you sort of tip it there and you can go up and grab it. It goes off the hoop. Did he actually even get a piece of this? I think he had to have. I actually don't think he even got a piece of that. It's hard to tell from that angle, but still, I mean, he got the board, secured it. And I can't show this for copyright, but it wasn't just the fact that he got this board. I mean, you can see the Knicks push it, and we know that they pushed it because Hugporty is all the way running up the court. And, Eric Gordon is kind of in no man's land because do you give up a wide open corner three or do you come and contest? And Gordon really does nothing. I mean, he tries to put a hand out and, again, almost gives up an and one. So Hugporty, this is all in one sequence. So he comes from the help side right here, gets the board and runs up and then gets an open layup. Easily like 45-50 on catch and shoot threes. And I did include this. I forgot to put this in here. But Ariel Hookporty, he's just a monster. Like, he reminds me of a 2K big man in TakeOver. I mean, he's got him boxed out, and then he goes up and just grabs this with his dominant hand and rips it down. That was essentially it for Hookporty. I'm not going to go ahead and show all 6 of his rebounds just because it doesn't really make too much sense. But the bottom line is that if the Knicks do start Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns, which it's looking like they're going to, they certainly should be playing Hookporty off of the bench because I'm not taking too much away from the preseason. Yabusele, I'm sure, is going to make a big impact this season. But I don't know how I feel about, Josh Hart and Yabusele, like Jordan Clarkson, Malcolm Brogdon. Like, I don't think that should just be the set bench. I think Hookporty should get a chance to compete, to be a part of that. And, last night, or yesterday, Middle East, it showed that Hookporty is capable of playing good bench minutes. And it just has me thinking, why the hell was Tibbs not using the bench more? Hugporty wasn't available with an injury, but he should have been going to these guys because they've always had the talent. And let's talk about the rest of the game because we broke down Mitch yesterday. So let's just get into so Mikhail knocked down a 3-pointer, which was huge. He knocked down 2 in a row. We'll get to the second one. I want to point to this play right here. So Mitchell Robinson, we know he's one of the best screen centers in basketball. He's right here. Jalen Brunson's going to go off of the screen. And once he goes off the screen, Cat is going to end up cutting. And once Brunson gets to here, well, this defender who's on Mikhail has to step up to prevent Cat from getting a bounce pass to a dunk because Brunson's like one of the best passers in the game. But because of this, Brunson's going to end up just, bounce passing there, kicking it out to the corner to Mikhail. And Mikhail is one of the best 3-point corner shooters in basketball. It's what he was really known for with the Suns and with Brooklyn. You can see Brunson, nice little smooth bounce pass to that pocket, and Bridges knocks down his second one in a row. And Mikhail, he gets to the free throw line. The reason why I included this was because Mikhail last season just never got to the free throw line, and I never understood why. He settled for a lot of jump shots, especially like those turnaround fades or the not even turnaround fade, but Bridges would just kind of dribble and then he would fade to his left, which is a tough shot. He should just go to the basket, and he gets a step right here, and he doesn't even try to do anything like crazy. He just kind of does a jump stop, and then he goes up takes the contact and tries to lay it in. I like this from Mikal. He did miss both free throws, which kind of sucked, but we'll let it slide. And I included this because this was some of the best Knicks defense of the entire game. I know it's very difficult because I can only show you like less than 7 seconds and not get copyrighted, but the Knicks were flying around defensively. I mean, look at Mikal get over the screen, and then he contests the shot, gives it up, and then Cat could be lazy and kind of in a preseason, like hands on my knees or whatever, but he gets all the way up, jumps, forces another pass, and then this guy doesn't want anything to do with Mikal after what just kind of happened. So he swings it to 11, and 11 tries to put on a move, but Shamit beats him to the spot. And because he beats him to the spot, he ends up coughing this up. And then Shamit dives in a preseason game, gets it, and the Knicks are out in transition. Speaking of transition, here comes Mikal Bridges with a reverse layup with the left hand, nice and smooth. Josh Hart would be ejected from this game, as you guys can see. A lot of people thought it was due to an injury. He threw a ball into the stands. It's typical Josh Hart thing to do. He looked bad at first. It looks like a knee injury. Hart, I think he's going to be okay. But it's just really hilarious that Josh Hart got thrown out in a preseason game. It's like the most Josh Hart thing ever. Pacome Dadier, you can see he's over here in the corner, and number 11 is going to come in and he's going to try to hit Oubre on a cut, but Dadier reads that. I don't know how he even reads this. Like, he tries to go backdoor on him. I mean, by the time Dadier realizes this, he's turned. Like, this should be an easy bounce pass, kind of like right here for a layup, but not in Dadier's wash. And this is exactly why I like Dadier. I know I make a bunch of videos about him getting traded. I mean, it's not like it's personal. I think Dadier has a lot of potential. It's just the Knicks want to keep Shamit and Brogdon, and they'd have to get rid of someone. But this is where size comes into play and just defensive instincts as well. They go hand in hand. If you're a good defender, you typically have instincts. It's not just pure athleticism. And Dadier comes up with this steal. As you can see, doesn't secure it, but it ends up being off of the Sixers. It's a turnover. Josh Hart running out in transition with the N1. This is why I love Josh Hart. N1 to Cat, of course, facilitating. But this is why I like Josh Hart off the bench, because he can push the pace and the tempo of that unit. And this could be Hukporti right here. I mean, I don't know if Hukporti would be able to do this. Is Karl-Anthony Towns, one of the more prolific big men in NBA history. But still, I mean, how awesome would it be to see Josh Hart kind of run the second unit? And then, instead of this being Cat right here, it's Hukporti. And then he just, come down the lane, just, hand it off to him. And to that point, you got a defender backpedaling, and he tries to take a charge, but he's not set, and that's just an easy one for Cat off the backboard. I mean, we already saw Hukporti. You catch this one right here. He didn't finish through contact, but he gets this up and in. So clearly he's got touch on his shot. I think that could work. I really want to see Josh Hart come off the bench. I'm like 90% certain Mitch is going to start next to Cat, because Mike Brown has emphasized rebounding and protecting the basket, which Mitchell Robinson does as good as anyone in this league. All right, what do we got on the next play? Jalen Brunson, eyes up the court. It's going to be Michaela running. Some of the Knicks did actually like a decent amount last season, is just kind of get a rebound and throw it up the court to someone. And this was awesome to see because we've got the two newest Knicks. Your Yabusele, who good defense, get the rebound, eyes up as a big man. And he's only 6'8", and I call him a big man. He's really not a big man. He's more of like a forward, a wing. But, a lot of guys his size, like they kind of catch this and they just, just give it to, Deuce or whatever. Or, let's give it to Dadier. But now his eyes are up, and then he sees Clarkson right here running the floor. And it's just a beautiful pass, too, on the money. Look at this, man. It's good to see the Knicks doing that. A lot of the elite teams are going to get back much better than Philadelphia did in this one, but it is a preseason game. But still, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. And Jordan Clarkson, he's working against Tyrese Maxey right here in the third quarter. But I don't know why Maxey was even out there in the second half. It makes literally zero sense. That's just like think about it if he gets hurt. But Jordan Clarkson, he takes him off of the dribble. This is like literally perfect defense by Maxey. He kind of forces him to fade. But it just goes to show that good offense always will beat good defense. But Maxey, he's athletic, but it doesn't even matter because Clarkson's just a shot getter. This guy gets buckets. And the Knicks haven't had someone like this since literally J.R. Smith, which was 12 years ago. Someone that can come off of the bench. Like Emmanuel Quickly, I mean, honestly, probably was like that. But, I mean, Jordan Clarkson, you talk about just go get me a bucket when you need it the most. And the Knicks go up 10 points. This was so cool, man. Jordan Clarkson ends up finishing the game. He was efficient. I mean, he was, 4 of 9 at the top of my head? Where's Clarkson? Yeah, he was 4 of 9. He had 9 points and was a +4. So you just love to see it. And now we've got a couple of Deuce McBride clips after this. Fast forward, cool. Yeah, Deuce went absolutely off. Mike Brown gave him a lot of credit. You see Deuce is off the dribble. A lot of people think Deuce is just a pure shooter, but no, he can dribble. He can get to the basket. It's Kelly Oubre. Or actually, no, that's even a better defender than Kelly Oubre. That's Looks like that's Matisse Thybulle, one of the best perimeter defenders in all of basketball. And watch Deuce just kind of shake him between the legs dribble, and he goes to the right with that crossover, but then he snatches it back between the legs to his left. And then to this point, it's just kind of a foot race. And Deuce goes to the left, sticks with his left hand off the backboard. I mean, this is so impressive. I mean, Deuce honestly might be the most improved Knick this season. He gets better and better every single year. We got to really start to talk about him. And he'd be starting for a lot of teams. You know, I talk to fan bases of other teams, and I tell them about Deuce, and they just don't know how good he is because obviously they don't watch the Knicks or they don't watch him play. Malcolm Brogdon knocks on a three ball or rainbow action, man. And this is once again Deuce drawing a double team. He's so good off the dribble that he's got two defenders off of him. So kick it to Brogdon. He's going to step into stride and shoot this ball. And we know Brogdon, when he's open, that's automatic. I mean, he's probably over 40%. Kicks out the Brogdon. Let's go. Good ball movement, man. Man, the Knicks haven't moved the ball like this in a while. I mean, this is so cool. And this is the third string unit. This isn't even the backups. This is literally the third. Well, Brogdon's going to be in the second unit, but this is and Deuces. But like you look at like Shamit's in the third string. Garrison Matthews isn't even going to make the roster, which I think he should, but he won't. And then Huckporty's like 13. But just look at Brogdon kind of whip this to the corner, and then instead of being selfish here and Shamit, I mean, shooting this now, like let's get it out to Matthews, let's keep it going. I mean, he could have. I mean, that's contested, but he honestly probably could have shot that. Like Shamit does shoot shots like that all the time, but he recognizes that Matthews has the hot hand, and I think this was actually Matthews' first three because he made three in a row. Yeah, here's another one. This is the thing about Garrison Matthews, and he's about to make another one right here. Let's kind of play this through. I think I'm gonna make a whole video on him because I watched him in Houston. I think he was on that 17-win team. I mean, they were garbage when I covered them. But I've always liked Matthews. I just think he's a savvy veteran and legitimately stretches the floor for the Knicks. And let's say the Knicks are in the playoffs and they kind of need someone to come in and get hot. Like, that's Matthews. He's just a better Matt Ryan, if I'm being honest with you. And good pass by McCullough to it looks like Trey Jemison for the slam. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the final 2 minutes, but I mean, it's really cool to see. Tyler Kolek had a couple of buckets. You see, this is the difference between Tyler Kolek this season versus last season is he didn't have this in his bag. Like, he spins, but he just takes this contact and goes up and finishes through it. Like, Tyler Kolek was certainly not doing this like as a rookie. And then nice pass to the big man. It's always nice as a big man to just catch it and dunk it, right? You don't even have to do anything. You just boom, man. So freaking cool, man. I'm excited for the Knicks.